Hello friends, welcome to Insights Icon Initiative. In today's video, we are going to discuss about disqualification issue related to Rahul Gandhi. As you know that just a couple of hours back, Supreme Court given stay orders regarding the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi. So we are going to discuss about further details relevant to this issue. First, we'll see how it is related to syllabus, that is syllabus mapping. It is related to prelims syllabus, that is Indian polity, and in terms of mains, it is related to General Studies paper 2. And in this video, we are going to discuss about following contents, such as why it is in news, and the background of this issue, and what is the meaning of defamation, civil defamation, criminal defamation, and what are the various grounds of disqualification, such as Article 102 Clause 1 and Article 102 Clause 2. And we will discuss about what is this Representation of People Act 1950 and 1951. And what is the Lily Thomas case and how it is relevant to this particular situation. So we are going to discuss about all these issues in this particular video. First, let us see why it is in news. Let me give some basic details regarding this case. Then we will discuss about the concept. First, who given this judgment? Supreme Court stayed the conviction of Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi was convicted. First, you have to understand here. Let us go back to the case details. So first, Rahul Gandhi was convicted. Okay, convicted. So many times I told you, students, first, once a person is convicted, then if the person is awarded with any imprisonment or punishment, that is known as sentence. Okay, Rahul Gandhi was convicted and then he was sentenced. Sentenced for how many years? 2 years. First, this is the fact. He was convicted by which court initially? He was convicted by the Surat Chief Magistrate. Surat Chief Magistrate. Okay. He was convicted. On what grounds? So, on what grounds? This you have to know. On the grounds of defamation. On the grounds of defamation. Okay. Rahul Gandhi was convicted on defamation grounds. Okay. What was Rahul Gandhi said? In election campaign, Rahul Gandhi was referring a particular community by using the name Modi. Okay. So some of the people with the same name, they filed a petition in case that in the court that they have been felt defamation. Actual defamation is, again, you have to know, there is civil defamation and criminal defamation. Criminal defamation. We are not talking about the civil defamation because civil defamation not related to imprisonment. Civil defamation related to only this, like penalty. Now, criminal defamation. Criminal defamation, maximum imprisonment, 2 years. 2 years is maximum imprisonment. You have to remember this word also. Maximum imprisonment, 2 years. Now, Surat court given 2 years of imprisonment to Rahul Gandhi. This is the first thing. Then, what Rahul Gandhi done? Then Rahul Gandhi appealed on the Surat court decision to the district court. From district court, he appealed to the High Court, Gujarat High Court. In the Gujarat High Court also, he did not get the relief. Now, he appealed to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court given the judgment. I hope you understood that this part of the background. Now, because he was awarded with 2 years of sentence, what is the impact? The impact is, you have to know, Representation of People Act 1951. Representation of People Act 1951. In this Representation of People Act 1951, we have section 8 subclause 3. Section 8 subclause 3. It is saying that if a person is sentenced for 2 years or more, he will be disqualified as an MP. Okay, same applies to MLA also. A person is disqualified for 2 years or more, he will be disqualified immediately. Disqualified immediately. That is about section 8, clause 4 is talking about. So now one question to you here. Try to answer. Here, disqualification will be done by whom? According to Representation of People Act 1951, MP will be disqualified. MP will be disqualified by whom? Whether it will be done by the President or presiding officer of the House. Tell me, students. Now, we will try to go through this again. We are talking about Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi was convicted and sentenced for 2 years by Surat Chief Magistrate on the grounds of defamation. He appealed to District Court, then High Court, then Supreme Court. Now Supreme Court given some kind of relief to him, stay, given the stay on the sentence. The grounds is defamation. Defamation is two types: civil defamation, criminal defamation. Civil defamation, only penalty will be imposed. Criminal defamation, maximum sentence 2 years. He was sentenced with 2 years. When a person is sentenced for 2 years or more, then he will be disqualified according to Section 8, Clause 3, and the disqualification is immediate. Section 8, Clause 4. Okay. Now, what were the Supreme Court observation? Supreme Court observation is that why you given, that is Surat Court, why Surat Court given maximum punishment in the first instant itself? Normally, under any law, maximum punishment will be given to the repeated offenders, or else if the offense is very heinous act. Here, this is related to defamation, and Supreme Court observed that why you given the maximum punishment in the first instant itself, and Supreme Court not satisfied with the even explanation from the trial courts. That is the reason Supreme Court given stay. Stay on what? Stay on the conviction or sentence? Stay given on conviction. Stay given on conviction. When stay given on the conviction means now temporarily he is not guilty. If he is not guilty means then what? Then he will continue as a MP. That means now he can participate in the Parliament ongoing monsoon session, and he can participate in the no confidence motion, and he can speak in the on the Manipur issue and some other issues also he can participate. That is going to be in coming days. Are we clear about this issue? Now, so what we are going to discuss now in this video, now we will check about Section 8, Clause 3, Section 8, Clause 4 in detail, and there is one judgment related to Section 8, Clause 4. The judgment is about the Lily Thomas case. Lily Thomas case. We will see about the Lily Thomas case, and we will discuss somewhat detailed about on what grounds an MP will be disqualified. Okay, this disqualification grounds also we will discuss. That is Article 102, Clause 1. This is related to Article 102, Clause 1. And there is one more grounds of disqualification, Article 102, Clause 2. That is about disqualification under defection. We will see these two things. So these are the learning objectives. I hope all of you understood what happened so far. Okay. Now see, Supreme Court given stay on the conviction of Rahul Gandhi related to defamation case. This judgment initially given by the Surat courts. So now his disqualification was temporarily stopped. Supreme Court observation: the trial court not given reasons why it given the maximum punishment, and this decision given by the trial court, it not only affected the Rahul Gandhi public life, even it also affected the people who elected Rahul Gandhi as a representative. Okay, because now they are not having the representative. That is the reason Supreme Court, unless until you given a concrete evidence why you given the maximum punishment, you cannot go with that punishment. That was Supreme Court observation, and this is not the final judgment, it is only stay. You have to understand. Initially, I told you Surat court given maximum punishment on defamation grounds. This criminal defamation is subjected to IPC Section 499, Section 500. Criminal defamation deal by IPC Section 499 and IPC Section 500. Criminal defamation. By using these sections, Surat court given maximum punishment of 2 years to Rahul Gandhi. Next, what is defamation? A defamation is about communicating to third party, okay, in terms of the orally or written, and that leading to the damage to the reputation of that person, and this must be published. Simply, if you defame someone in your home or something like without knowing to anyone, that is not comes under defamation, and it must cause the like damage to someone's reputation, then only it is known as defamation. This defamation has origins in the Roman laws. As I mentioned earlier, we have two types of defamation: civil defamation, criminal defamation. Imprisonment will be there in the criminal defamation, but not in the civil defamation. Generally, in the civil cases, court will give compensation. Courts. Now, disqualification. Member will be disqualified on two grounds: Article 102, Clause 1, Article 102, Clause 2. Article 102, Clause 1. on which grounds a member will be disqualified? If a member lost the citizenship of India, or else if the member is insolvent, or if the member is office of profit, or if the member unsound mind, or if a member is disqualified by any law made by the parliament. Here we are discussing about which law? Representation of People Act. Disqualification made by any law according to the parliament. So these are the 4 grounds, and this is the 5th ground. Under Representation of People Act 1951 also a member will be disqualified. Okay. Now, what are the disqualification grounds according to Representation of People Act 1951? Listen, Article 102, Clause 1. It is saying about 5 grounds. 5 grounds of disqualification. Okay. The first 4 grounds we are not discussing. The 5th ground is disqualification according to Parliament law. Now, what is that Parliament law? Representation of People Act 1951. Actually, we have 2 types of Representation of People Act. One is 1950, the other one is the 1951. In general, if you observe here, some basic differences between this Representation of People Act 1950 and 1951. 1950, it deals with voters qualification, preparing the voter list, delimitation of constituencies. Tell me, students, which article deals with the delimitation commission? Okay, and allocation of seats in Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha and assemblies. This is Representation of People Act 1950. 1951, how the election should be conducted, model code of conduct, and qualifications and disqualifications of MLAs, election related offences, disputes, registration of political parties. Okay, all these are by Representation of People Act 1951. For easy understanding, try to remember generally process which are related to before the elections, generally this act, and processes during the election or after elections, those processes are generally associated with the Representation of People Act 1951. Okay, now I will come back to the topic of, so on what grounds a person will be disqualification. Article 102, Clause 1, 5 grounds. The 5th one is Parliament law. In this Parliament law, again there are so many grounds. One ground is about if a person is convicted for more than 2 years. If a person is convicted for more than 2 years, the person will be disqualified. There are some other grounds also there. For example, if a member is a board of director in any company where government share is more than 25%, that is also one of the grounds. Okay. If a member is committed to any election related offences, Indira Gandhi versus Rajanarayan, that's also one of the grounds. If a member convicted to any social crime like untouchability, sati, then also he will be disqualified. If a member is failed to file the election related expenditure within 30 days, then also member will be disqualified. In all these conditions, member will be disqualified according to Representation of People Act 1951. Okay. So when he will be disqualified? Immediately, or he will be given time. So previously, Representation of People Act 1951, Section 8, Clause 4, it used to say that elected representative will get 3 months of time for appeal. Okay. For example, if court given judgment in the month of August, then September, October, November, till November he will get time, 3 months of time. But Supreme Court, in a very popular case, Lily Thomas versus Union of India. In this case, Supreme Court clarified that a member will be disqualified immediately because this giving 3 months of time is violation of Article 14. Article 14. When something is not available to common man, how that can be available to the member of parliaments? So that is the reason in Lily Thomas case, Supreme Court cancelled this 3 months provision, and it mentioned that immediately member will be disqualified. Section 8, Clause 3. I told you, students. Once a member will be disqualified based on imprisonment, for example, when a person gets more than 2 years, like in the case of Rahul Gandhi, initially he was disqualified. Okay, how long he will be disqualified? First, that person has to finish this imprisonment. For example, a person got 3 years of imprisonment. 3 years of imprisonment. That means he will be in prison till 2026. Again, when he can contest in the election, till 6 years he cannot contest. That means if a person is convicted for more than 2 years, he has to finish his entire imprisonment period After then, he has to wait for 6 more years, then only he is eligible to contest in the elections. That is what saying. We already discussed about the Lily Thomas case, the observations of Supreme Court. Who will decide in this disqualification under Article 102 Clause 1? In this Article 102 Clause 1, the deciding authority is President on the advice of Election Commission of India. The advice given by the Election Commission of India is binding. That means President has to follow. Then what about Article 102 Clause 2? Article 102 Clause 2 speaks about disqualification under defection. Article 102 Clause 2. It speaks about disqualification according to 10th schedule. Disqualification according to 10th schedule. Very, very important. Disqualification according to 10th schedule. Under 10th schedule, a member will be disqualified on certain grounds. What are those grounds? Those grounds are, for example, when a member defection from one party to another party, defection from one party to another party. Then, second one, when a member submits voluntary resignation to his political party, or if a member is violating the party whip, not following the party whip, then if a nominated member joining into any political party after 6 months, or if an independent member joining into any political party, in all these conditions, member will be disqualified. In this case, who is the deciding authority? Tell me, students, who is the deciding authority? Article 102 Clause 1. So these are about the disqualification grounds under 10th schedule. Now, yesterday's video practice question, yesterday I asked you two statements, Article 350 and Justice Rohini Commission. Out of this, which one is the incorrect statement? The first one is the incorrect statement. Answer is A. Now, let's see today's question. Today's video question. Disqualification on the grounds of defection for a MP will not apply. In which condition? Disqualification on defection is not applicable. Main question. What are the constitutional provisions related to disqualification of MPs? Is the Indian democracy going into the hands of criminals, thugs and lawbreakers? Analysis. So this is about criminalization of politics. As we reach to the end of the video, let us revise quickly. In this video, we discussed about the background regarding the Rahul Gandhi disqualification case, Supreme Court observations and various grounds of the disqualification of MPs. Article 102 Clause 1, Article 102 Clause 2. And we also discussed about the types of defamation, civil as well as criminal. This is the detailed analysis regarding the Rahul Gandhi disqualification and Supreme Court judgment regarding this case.